pleased to say that today we're having a chat with Matt Collins. Matt,
Hi
you're
guys, hi Dean.
how are you?
Yeah, good. How are we doing?
Very good, thank you. Appreciate you coming on and giving us your time. You know, it's
Yeah,
very
no
kind of
worries,
you to
mate.
do that. You're very popular within the Friendly Carpers with your YouTube videos and the advice you give. I think the consensus tends to be that the way you explain things and the way it comes across, people seem to very easily understand what you're trying to say. And you know,
Well, that's great. I mean, that's my job. My day job is helping anglers from all sorts of walks of life come on a holiday and have a good fishing holiday. I've been doing it for 15 years. I meet a lot of people with a lot of different skill levels, and I've every year or so, I've probably seen it all. Every year there's always a bit of a surprise, but yeah. So for me, that's just that is my day job. You know.
yeah, brilliant. So we've had quite a few questions for you
Cool.
on the group. I think
Yeah.
you've had a quick look through them, and
Yeah.
so you
Yeah. I
sort of
had a
know what's
little
coming up.
little scan through. So
Yeah, no surprises being sprung on you. So no awkward.
yeah. No hidden agenda.
Yeah. Right. So
Yeah.
we'll
Far
start
away.
with your journey into fishing. How did you come into fishing, and how did that lead to you eventually owning and running a lake in France?
Okay, I'll keep this pretty short. For as long as I can remember, um, I started life with a rod in my hand, basically. I didn't. My dad didn't fish, but I just wanted to go fishing. So I started on the rivers. I grew up near Tewkesbury, so where the River Avon and the River Severn meet, so I started just catching tiddlers down the river, and up until about the age, I caught my first carp around 13, 14. So that's about 40 years ago. So it was a very, very long time ago. Carp fishing didn't exist. No one had heard of carp fishing. There was coarse fishing, there was game fishing, and there was some anglers out there called specimen hunters. But carp angling did not exist. So that was me. I had a break from fishing from the ages of 18 to 28. At the age of 28, I woke up one day and said, I'm going to go fishing again. And of course, the world of fishing had changed. So I had to learn fishing all over again. I just got more and more serious about it, really. Met a few people along the way. Um, got to France in 2008, 2009, and by 2010, I was viewing a lake, and 2011, I'd opened a fishery. So,
Yeah. So you certainly came back with a bang then, really, didn't you?
yeah, to say I fell, all I can remember as a kid was I just wanted to go fishing. That's all I wanted to do. The passion got, had to get put to one side for about 10 years. But when I got back into fishing, I fell very, very hard for the sport, and I just wanted to get more involved. And everyone that's ever picked up a rod wants to own their own lake, and I was just nuts enough to do that. So.
Yeah. So with the social media presence and the YouTube channel and things like that, how did that come about, and how did it get so popular?
Um, Well, we started the channel pretty much, the first year that we got the fishery, and just decided, okay, well, you can't have a fishery business without a YouTube channel. So I just picked up my phone, and recorded a terrible video. This is point A, and you can see, it was absolutely, everyone's first YouTube video is awful. It's just,
Yeah.
it's it is, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. What you just got to do is keep on making videos. So um, every year we make a couple of videos, and in 2013 we made a video, I should say, because it's my wife and I that do it. It was a trick inline supple braided running rig, um, and I've got guests coming in and they're trying their luck and they're having a go. A lot of them are struggling. So I take guys that I've never met before. All right, let's help you out here, guys. Well, why don't you just do this? Let's chop that off, do that, set that up, have a go with that. And I didn't do it with all the guests, obviously, but those that were interested, wanted a bit of help, I started working with them. And I just it proved to me that what I was doing really made a massive difference, because I was, session after session, week after week, year after year, I was turning blankers into bankers. And after 2 years of that, I decided, well, I'm going to make a video about this. And then it wasn't to do anything or to, make me look great or anything. It was simply something to share with people that would come into the fishery that would save me having to show them, what rig they need. I was trying to save me time. I was trying to save them time. That was the reason why we made the video. It was filmed in 3 hours. It was edited in 3 hours. We put it up on YouTube and forgot about it. And it's done 800,000 views. So
Nice. Yeah.
and that was what started it. But we didn't really get serious about YouTube until COVID. And COVID, our business was shut down as a holiday venue, and we literally had nothing else to do. We locked ourselves in at the lake. We went fishing. We made videos, and we quite quickly realised that we made the really pivotal one was the one I did about the mono hair rig, and that did 85,000 views in 3 weeks, which, considering the YouTube channel at the time was about 4,000 subscribers, something like that, is pretty massive.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, people are actually watching this stuff. They actually like my approach and what I'm doing. And so it just went from there. So we had the time, we had the facility, we had the passion and enthusiasm, and it just grew from there. And pretty quickly it became a second business for us. So that was it. I started making videos to help other anglers. It was for no other reason than to help people. So that's what I've always done. And to be honest, that's what we still do. We just have fun helping other people. We get questions from all sorts of anglers, all sorts of walks of life. Every single day we are answering questions, helping out people, creating posts, creating media, making videos, and it's what we do.
Yeah, bro. Well, to say that your reputation speaks for itself. I mean, you've got picked up, sponsored by Nash, CC More on your channel, so you've obviously been well noticed and
Nash picked us up pretty quickly. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, we got an email from Henry Lennon, which you could have knocked me down with a feather, really. But we didn't do it for that.
No.
If you're setting out, to be sponsored, or that's your goal, you're probably going to fail. That was not our ambition. We just set out with the honest goal of helping anglers catch more fish.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. Because I proved to myself that the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm sharing, I can take someone that is really struggling to catch and turn them into a successful angler, pretty much blink like that. It's not hard, it's not complicated. You've got to do a certain number of things exactly right, and it works. So, and that's what we do, and that's what we continue to do. So,
brilliant. Yeah.
There we go. That's as quick as I can make that.
That's all right. No, that's fine. That's fine at all. Right, so let's go with a bit of a light-hearted question. When you're out fishing on the bank, what are your favourite guilty pleasures, i.e. snacks or things you'll sort of do to pass the time in between bites?
I don't have any guilty pleasures, honestly. I'm not into biscuits. yeah, when I'm out fishing, it's all about the fishing. For 7 months of the year, I don't actually drink anything. You know,
Yeah,
it's tea, water, coffee. So no alcohol. It's all about the fishing. Um, I eat very healthy. I do all my own cooking. You know, really am a very, very boring guy.
yeah,
You know, I love food. I love cooking. So I make a travelling salad. You
yeah,
know, whacking great bowl of salad, and I take myself off for the day. I do a lot of day sessions.
yeah,
So, you know, it's big river carping, well, not big river, but river carping, it's
yeah,
public bait fishing. So I have to be, you know, light, mobile, just organised, really, super organised, and good food, good fuel, and because I need to be able to go out, do my thing, be where I need to be for the duration, be mentally alert, physically alert, catch what I catch, record, you know, be creative. Come home, go to bed. You know, sometimes
yeah.
I do a quick overnighters and stuff, but you know, I'm pretty lean. Yeah, nowadays it wasn't always the way, but you know, I'm a pretty clean living guy, and so no guilty pleasures really. Sorry to disappoint.
Oh, that's all right. So you say you like to do a bit of river fishing.
Mhm.
So what would you say to people is the difference between catching a £20 carp in a river and a £20 carp in a lake?
Everything.
Yeah,
River carping. If you've never done, have you ever done river carping yourself, mate?
I've done barbling. I've not actually
Okay.
caught river carp. Yeah,
Okay. So barbel fight fairly well, don't they?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're nothing, absolutely nothing compared to what a river carp will do. Yeah, a 20-pound river carp will pull your arms off.
yeah,
They go like absolute trains. Yeah, very, very hard fighting fish. I've had my PB river carp is 48,
bloody hell.
which is
Yeah,
massive.
yeah,
I've had multiple 40s. Every year I catch a 30 or three, you know. So, but they are hard fighting fish,
yeah,
and it's nothing like, you know, playing a carp in a lake in a controlled environment. You know, is quite is quite tame. I
yeah,
still love it. I'm not knocking, you know, what I do, and you know,
yeah,
if that, you know, that's great. It's fun. I get a massive buzz out of it. But river carping, um, it's like carp fishing on steroids. It really is.
yeah,
It's mental.
yeah,
So, but very exciting, and a massive buzz. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's great. So they do say like £20 river carp's probably worth a £40 lake carp, don't they? Or that's the saying.
Well, honestly, there's no comparison, you
Yeah,
know, because a 40 pound lake carp is going to be a slow, ploddy fish,
yeah,
you know, and you know, a 20 pound river, you know, like a common or something, probably the hardest fighting carp I've ever played and landed was a 38-pound river carp, and that was a fast. It had the power, it had the speed, and it just went and went and went, and just unstoppable. So bearing in mind that I've got, you know, we've got cats here to 140 pound,
yeah,
and they are nuts. They are something else, you know.
yeah,
But you can't. I'm not comparing anything like that. But yeah, a 30-pound river carp, there is no comparison.
yeah.
You've either experienced it or you haven't. So
Well, I'm going to put a river carp on the bucket list pretty soon, and I think, yeah,
yeah, do it, mate. Massive buzz. Yeah.
yeah. All right. So, what would be your top tips for anybody coming to the sport? You know, a newcomer to the sport, or people just looking to get into the sport?
Um, Keep it really simple.
Yeah,
Really, carp fishing is a very, very simple sport, um, or it should be.
yeah,
You know, the one thing I want to, you do not need complicated rigs to be successful. You know, my go-to rigs really are the mono hair
Yeah.
or the mono D. You know, this winter at my own lake, I'm fishing a supple braided, knotless knotted rig with an outturned eyed hook, which shouldn't on any level work. There's no kicker, there's no nothing. It's a hook and some braid, and I'm only using braid because I'm fishing inside a solid PVA bag. You know, you don't need anything more complicated to catch a carp than the hair rig or a D rig.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that matters is how sharp is that hook.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why I'm always banging on about all you need, guys, all you need is mono rigs, mono rigs, mono rigs. The reason why is that carp hooks are really delicate. You put a carp rig out in a lake, and if you don't get a pickup from a carp, when you wind it back in, that hook is gone. It is damaged, it is dinked, it is blunted, it is, you've got chemical sharpening, 6-8 hours in a lake exposed to water, that chemically sharp hook point is gone. It has no point left, it's corroded. Now, time and time again, no one understands how sharp my hooks are until they actually meet me and I show them how sharp my hooks are. But that's everything. Yeah. So if all you ever do is use mono and spend all your money on hooks and just tie, go fishing, you want to go fishing tomorrow, 10 mono rigs, all identical, tie them on, cast them out, leave them. If you catch something, great. Chop the rig off, tie a new one, chuck it back out. That's it.
Yeah.
Spend all your money on hooks, as little as possible on hook link. Hook link should be free. If you use £15, if you're using £15 mono and you use £15 mono as the hook link, it's fractions of a penny. Spend all your money on new hooks. You might use, on a busy session, you can use 10 hooks in a session. All right, you've spent a 5-6 quid on hooks or whatever. Well, what's it cost to go fishing? It's the same cost of what's a day ticket cost nowadays? 10, 15 quid, I don't know.
Yeah, well, 20 quid some places.
20 quid?
Some places 50 quid in it for 24 hours.
Do you know the most expensive part of fishing? Blanking.
Yeah.
There's nothing more expensive than blanking.
Yeah.
So, if all you do is chuck new hooks at the problem, forget hook sharpening, forget any of that, bog simple rigs, well tied, knotless knot, change your hook, change the rig.
Yeah.
And that's it. You will instantly become a phenomenally successful angler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple it with a bomb-proof anti-tangle lead system, like an inline running ledger. You don't need anything more than an inline running ledger. That's it. Spend all your money on hooks and bait. And bait flavour doesn't matter, bait colour doesn't matter, digestibility matters, protein matters, but pick a good quality bait, a bait that has got a proven track record of catching at the time of year that you want to go fishing. And I'm using the live system this winter. I could use the live system all year. It would always work. It just doesn't matter. I've used whatever bait I've had access to. I've made my own bait. When I was making my own bait, I used the bait. It worked. We got sponsored by Nash. We used the Nash bait. It's good bait. It works. CC Moore. It works. Any good bait works. I meet all sorts of anglers with. I'm always getting, every single day I get questions about bait. Well, what bait are you recommending now? Whatever you want. All that matters, do you believe that bait is a good bait? if you do, and you might catch a fish with it,
Yeah.
you know. So it's really, it really doesn't matter.
No.
What matters is hooks and rigs.
Yeah.
Bait,
Yeah.
bait application works. Bait application matters. But to be successful, all you need is a solid PVA bag or even just a glug single, wang it out and sharp up, good rig, it'll work. So, that's my advice. If you just started out, keep it super simple, focus on the absolute basics, strong knots, simple rigs, running ledger, sharp hooks.
Yeah.
Pick a bait, any bait, go fishing.
Yeah. So bait, as we know, is not always so cheap, is it? Can be quite expensive.
Sure.
So any tips what you could give people for making your bait, a bit more economical, making it go a bit further? Anything you can add to it, or tea mixes, particles, that sort of thing.
The best way to save money on bait, I'm not being funny, use less of it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So one of my favourite ways, if you're on a budget, the best approach is to use a very old-fashioned technique, the PVA stringer.
Yeah.
Okay. Buy a kilo bag of boilies and buy some PVA tape. Yeah. The 5mm, the narrow one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the mount a boilie on a mono hair rig, fold the tape in two, make yourself a 3 bait stringer, hook it on, cast it out. Cast out 2 of them, cast out 3 of them. That's it. Fish with 3 bait stringers. Don't worry about baiting up. If you're in the right place at the right time and your hooks are sharp, you will catch.
Yeah.
Catch a carp, new stringer, wang out.
Yeah.
So I'm going. I've taken on 500-acre boating lakes, and I've done nothing more than rock up on a day session and wang out singles as far as I can into a headwind where I believe the carp are going to be coming into.
Yeah.
And I've had 6 in a day.
Yeah.
On singles smashed out into a strong wind.
Yeah. That's the key in it, finding them, giving yourself the best chance of being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that is. Where do you start on a 500? It's a 15-kilometre drive around this venue. Where do you start? Well, you read the conditions, you understand. You need to understand. How to take on a big water, how the carp behave. Carp follow the wind. So all I used to do, wait for the wind to be in the right direction. I want a southerly wind so that the wind literally blows the carp to me, put myself on a margin that the wind is pushing into, be there, fire them out, sit on my hands.
Yeah.
And when I do that, you've got to you need to boost your bait.
Yeah.
You need to use a rock hard bait, salt curing, a pre-glugged hooker or something like that. So glug, powder, dips, anything you can to make that bait super, super attractive. Tiny little PVA stick maybe. So, but yeah, that's how I do it. So pre-baiting, bait application is a very, very important part of the sport. If you've got the money to spend on bait, then you will. If you've got good rigs and good skills, then you can use good bait to catch you more carp. But you can go very, very far. And still, my default approach, how am I fishing this winter? Solid PVA bags.
Yeah.
Three casts, solid PVA bags, and I'm leaving them in play for 12, 18, 24 hours until one of them rips off.
Yeah.
how much bait have I used? You know,
Not a hell of a lot. So,
not a lot.
yeah.
You know, 50 grams worth of bait per, per bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a lot.
No.
You know, even in a week's fishing, I might have used maybe a tenner's worth of bait.
Yeah.
It's not bad for a week's fishing, is it?
Not bad at all. Yeah, not bad.
Not when you've caught 70 to 56 pound.
Yeah. That's it's good value. I'll say that.
Works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You don't need a lot of bait to be successful.
no.
You just
So fishing into weed is something that people struggle with a lot.
Yeah.
Or especially new people. We get it on the group quite a bit is how can you fish amongst the weed rather than having to find clear spots. If you're not too experienced at finding clear spots and things like that, fishing into the weed, because I think fishing into the weed is something that, it's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah. So, in my own fishing at the moment, I don't fish any weedy waters.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why you won't see many videos from us about weed is that I don't have any access to weedy waters.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do have some experience of weedy waters because I fished Horseshoe, I fished Lydia, I fished St John's, I fished Manor, and I fished Abbey Lakes, which is very, very weedy indeed.
Yeah.
What I learnt from the guys that I learnt from, the likes of John Finch and Nigel Williams and Ian Poole, the way they used to smash up venues like Horseshoe and Linear back in the 90s when they were at their peak doing their thing, solid PVA bags.
Yeah.
It's all you need. A solid PVA bag lobbed into the weed.
Yeah.
As long as that bag is large enough and heavy enough to sink through the weed and land on the bottom, you're fishing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Whenever we get a question on weed, that's how you should do it.
Yeah.
If the weed's not too bad, if I can feel the lead, if I make a cast, if I was taking on weedy waters today,
Yeah.
if I could make a cast with a conventional running ledger and a mono rig, and I felt that lead touch the bottom, I'm fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not changing anything. I'm not worrying about it. I'm not critically balancing. I'm not using a popper.
Yeah.
I'm just using a bottom bait on a running ledger with a mono rig, and I know that I'm in with a shout. If I'm doing the right thing at the right time, it's going to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not complicated. It's not hard.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I know it does your head in that you wind you clocked up another blank, you wind in your rig's covered in weed and stuff, and people lose confidence. Well, the rig, once you wind back a rig, is it going to on a weedy water? Is it going to be covered in weed? Of course it is. You just dragged it through a load of weed.
Yeah.
But if you put it in if you can build a good solid PVA bag on a little running ledger, then you can cast that anywhere and catch. So the only time weed gets a bit more complicated if it's so bad, then you have to dump the lead. Now, I hate dumping leads. I'm very much against the practice of dumping leads, but on certain weedy waters, basically, if you don't dump the lead, you are going to you're not going to land the carp. So and if that's the case, you shouldn't be fishing for them in the first place. So but fish a drop off inline, and that's how I do it.
Yeah.
So,
nice one.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, people obsess about clear spots, but the carp aren't always around clear spots, and they've got to go through the weed to get them clear spots. So they're in the weed. They are there. So
yeah. But it's all about fit. You need to feel that bag hit the deck.
Yeah.
If you're casting a bag into thick weed and you don't feel it actually touch the bottom, then it's likely that bag is held up, 2, 3, 4 foot off the bottom.
Yeah.
And Probably, should you leave it there? Well, when the BBA bag's going to melt, your rig's going to be, yeah, it's not a winning combination for me. But you've got to, if you're taking on a weedy water and you haven't yet mastered the art of feeling the lead down, then you're really up against it.
Yeah.
You've got to have that dialed in into your skill set before you take on weedy waters if you expect to be successful.
Yeah.
So,
I think one method that's quite forgotten is, the big massive method feeders you get from the SP. You make them into a right good big ball of ground bait around it, or pellet and everything like that.
right.
They're heavy enough to sink straight through the weed.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never used a method feeder in weed.
No.
But I'd always prefer a solid PVA bag because I know that the hook and the bait is in that bag, and I've tried thousands and thousands of PVA bags over the years, so I know I can tie a good bag.
Yeah. Well, it's 90% confidence at the end of the day, isn't it? When it's,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but the only way that you're going to be confident is if you know absolutely 100% that you've got the skills and it's going to work.
Yeah.
Anyone can be wake up. Oh, I'm going to be super confident today.
Yeah.
If you don't actually have the skills to back that up, then that's
true.
wishful thinking, isn't it?
Yeah. So, what's the most challenging aspect of owning your own lake?
Well, there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest that when we bought this place, we had absolutely zero idea of fishery management, anything really, not a Scooby-Doo. So, but you know what? If you want to learn by lake, you learn really quick.
Yeah, you got no choice, have you?
Sink or swim in it.
Yeah.
So, but challenging aspects. It's a customer-facing role.
Yeah.
If you're not good with people, then I know people that have bought a lake, lived a dream for a couple of years, and then all right, mate, how's it going? Oh, I'm packing it in, Matt. Yeah, I'm going back to what I didn't work out. No, it was great, but I didn't like it because I didn't want to deal with the general public. Well, kind of goes with the territory.
Yeah.
So you've got to be a people person. You've got to be able to deal with all sorts of anglers, with all sorts of skill levels, histories, backgrounds, hopes, desires, expectations, and you've got to be able to cope with that. And you've got to care about their holiday, but at the same time, you've also got to, we don't live on site. We check them in. They either take the tuition or not. If they take the tuition, I spend a day with them. And if they don't take the tuition, I leave them to it. I'll rock up midweek, do oxy check, and that's it. You very much take the water on yourself, or you spend a day with me, and I teach you as much about fishing as I can in 6 hours. And I've worked with all sorts of people. I've met guys that literally have never been fishing before ever. That was interesting. Luckily, they were with a slightly more experienced angler, but it's like, first fishing trip, you say. Ow. Going to be interesting. And I've also met, I've done tutorial sessions with guys that have, been fishing 40, 50 years. And they're like, Matt, we love fishing. We want to learn more about fishing from you. So great. The thing I love about this job is that it enables me to, it's taught me an enormous amount about fishing in a relatively short period of time. Because every single week we're open for 7 months of the year. So 32 week season, 32 times 7 number of days sessions. I've met 1,200, 1,300 anglers over 15 years. that's 1,300 weeks worth of fishing experience that I've absorbed, you know, all right, remotely, secondhand, if you like.
Yeah.
I've done 600 nights on this water alone in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I know a little bit, you know, yeah, I love sharing that. It's a unique perspective, yeah, very, very few people will ever. You'd have to, as a normal angler, you know, you can't learn what I've learned. You'd have to have 10 lifetimes worth of fishing, you know. So that's what I love about this job. It's a very special thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, are there any particular venues you fished that well, what's your favourite venue that comes to mind as where you fished?
I love my river carping.
Yeah.
That's a big buzz. I love public lakes, big ones, little ones, any lakes really. Obviously, I'm mad keen about my own venue. I still fish it. I still get a massive buzz when I get the chance to go fishing. Yeah, I don't really have a favourite, or I have different kind of fishing modes. The spring will be about my public fishing will be about river carping. The autumn will be about park lake fishing. So and the winter is we're here and we're doing some winter maintenance work and doing a little fishing on the way. So
yeah.
I don't really have a favourite venue. In the UK, I enjoyed. I only fished Horseshoe a couple of times, but I really liked it. It was a nice place. Linear's a bit of a jungle. It's very busy, and you're fighting with other anglers there. So that I wasn't wildly keen about that aspect of the sport. But I got to fish some very nice kind of syndicate waters over the years. So, I'm not really. As long as I like a venue where I can kind of do my own thing, and the French public fishing gives me access to that, so that's what I like to do.
Yeah. So, what would you say the main differences between fishing in France and fishing in the UK?
Main difference, carp, waters are fish are bigger. There's less anglers, but it's no real difference. It's not carp fishing in France isn't any different. The challenges and the nature of the waters might be a bit different. But I think one thing that and this is social media driven, that people think, well, France is stacked full of big carp, and all I need to do in order to catch big carp is to go to France, and they will automatically leap into my landing net. That is not the case.
No.
If you're struggling to catch in the UK consistently, and you come to a commercial venue like mine or anywhere else, or go to take on a public venue and expect to be successful, then you're going to be quite disappointed. It's not as easy as hundreds and hundreds of people come to France every single year, probably thousands, and blank. I probably shouldn't say this, but people come to this water and blank. It's not an easy water.
No.
You can even on a hard week, even a very, very good angler may struggle. I've blanked. I've blanked on my own lake. It happens. Sometimes carp fishing can be quite tricky. There may not be a cat just about to walk into shot any moment. Hello, my darling.
Well, I
But
mean, any lake, no matter how hard or easy you might consider it, it can just switch off, can't it? And you can
yeah,
just blank, you
yeah,
know.
your carp are a natural creature, that they are driven by the weather, the temperature.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, if the oxygen is, is low, I can read the conditions. I can take a temperature reading. I can take an oxygen reading. I can look at the weather forecast, and I know, one way or the other, what the prospects are for the week's fishing ahead.
yeah,
With the amount of years of experience I've done, I'm pretty good at reading that now.
yeah,
And some weeks, the bottom line is it's going to be really quite challenging,
yeah,
even for very, very good anglers.
yeah,
And conversely, the conditions we can say, we'll say that all the lights are green. The window is open. There should be fish on the bank this week.
yeah,
If you don't join up the dots, or don't know what joining up the dots is, then it's going to be shockingly hard for you.
yeah,
So, and that's the way it is.
yeah,
That's fishing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
how would you describe sort of like the green light fishing? The ideal
well,
conditions compared to say
well,
complete red light.
uh, temperature matters,
Yeah,
oxygen matters, wind direction matters, air pressure matters. It all matters.
yeah,
And it's the interplay between these factors.
yeah,
The simple thing about winter fishing, if the water temperature is below 7 degrees C, it's going to be extremely difficult to catch carp.
yeah,
Bottom line, you know. If in terms of oxygen, now I talk about oxygen level because I have an oxygen meter and I've been taking oxygen readings for 15 years, and I know that absolutely oxygen level is everything. If the oxygen level is too low, you are going to have an exceptionally hard week's fishing.
yeah,
Now, how many carp anglers out there have an oxygen meter? Virtually none.
yeah,
And one of the reasons why that is not the case is that, one, no one talks about it. Two, the kit's really expensive. It's €1,000 for a good quality oxygen meter, and that's the way it is. But
yeah,
if I take an oxygen reading and it's below 4 milligrams, 4 milligrams is the cutoff point for actively feeding carp.
yeah.
If you haven't got 4 milligrams per litre of oxygen, the carp are not going to feed.
No.
And if the carp aren't feeding, then they're going to be really hard to catch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's it, isn't it? They've
You
got to
know.
be hungry.
Yeah. You stick a plastic bag over your head for 5 minutes and see how you fancy that big steak. It's not going to happen, is it?
No, especially not with a plastic bag over your head. No.
No. So look, but I've got an understanding of those parameters.
Yeah.
And I can read the conditions.
Yeah.
You've still got to do the right thing, to make the most of whatever conditions you've got.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, all you can ever do is just go fishing, and you can't learn fishing from home in front of the computer. You just have to go fishing as much as you can, and experience it. Use your eyes and ears, and understand that you're fishing for carp in a wild creature in a wild environment, and it's the wild environment that is much more important than everything else, apart from hooks and stuff.
So what's the most common mistakes you see being made?
Not changing hooks.
Yeah.
If you're casting out a rig, winding it back in and recasting it, that is the absolute quickest way, guaranteed, of becoming a sequential blanker on this water and lots of other waters.
Yeah.
And any other. I was chatting to a fellow fishery owner the other week, and happen to be fans of the channel, And they said, well, we see it as well, Matt. It's blunt hooks,
Yeah.
But my version of a blunt hook is just different.
Yeah.
My version of a sharp hook is different, So the best way to do it, new hook, new hook, new hook, and that's your shortcut. That's your magic. That's what for visiting anglers. If you don't like rig tying, or if you're not good at rig tying, what I do, I make them up a multi-rig.
Yeah.
And I show them how to change the hook.
Yeah.
And as long as they change the hook every cast, they are going to catch.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter how badly they're reading the conditions, how badly they can cast, or how wrong they get it, they will have a chance because they've changed that hook.
Yeah.
And if they don't do that, then they're going to blank.
Yeah.
So it's simple as that, really.
Yeah. What's the biggest changes you've seen in carp fishing, for the better and for the worse?
Ready tied rigs has exploded, obviously.
Yeah.
The problem with a ready tied rig, and this ties into everything I go on about, if you buy a ready tied rig and you tie it on and you cast out and you don't catch a carp, when you wind it back in, that rig is in the bin.
Yeah.
For me, or you've got to sharpen the hook.
Yeah.
And if you're buying ready tied rigs, you're probably not going to be at the skill level, unless you've got some other weird skill like a dentist or a jeweler, or like I was a tool maker, you're going to really, really struggle to do a good job of hook sharpening.
Yeah.
So the worst thing that you can buy is a ready tied rig.
Yeah.
Now, ready tied rigs are great because they've got a lot of people into the sport, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing for everyone in the industry. And we make all our income comes from carp fishing.
Yeah.
So and the bigger the industry, the better it is for everyone involved in that industry. Ready tied rigs, it's a double-edged sword. It'll get you started, but if you're still relying on ready tied rigs, then you really are up against it.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard.
Yeah.
Now, on certain water, if you're fishing for small hungry carp on an easy runs water with soft mouths, are you going to be able to catch a few fish using the same ready tied rig? Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But once you step out to a water beyond that, then you're going to come up against a brick wall.
Yeah.
And the only way of breaking down that brick wall is to go super simple.
Yeah.
Drop hooks, simple rigs, and ready tied rigs, are a recent innovation. I think there's lots of fantastic innovations. The kit nowadays is an awful lot better. The luggage are better. The bivvies are better. The bed chairs are so much better. A modern sleep system. I did 500 plus nights over the years on a really, really bad bed chair.
Yeah.
I used to use didn't have a sleep system, so, and this wasn't only going back 5 years ago. I used a pretty ropey bed chair with double sleeping bags.
Yeah.
One underneath and one for sleeping, and the cover on the top. And I used to kip out all winters in that. So I'm not right in the head, but
Yeah.
No, so the clothing's better, the luggage is better, all that's better. The rods and reels are better, I think the modern curse, if you like, is an overcomplication of this belief that you need hinges and supple sections and Ronnie rigs, and you don't need any of that.
No.
To be successful. consistently in this game. You need a super simple rig.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Right. Well, that was the last question. So,
There we go.
yeah. No, that was a great chat. No, I really enjoyed that. To be honest, it was really good. I really enjoyed that, and it's it's been an honour to get you on really, because I respect you and your channel and things like that. And, obviously on the group and that, and you've always sort of like chip in with a bit of advice every now and again on the group as well, which is also really appreciated. So.
Yeah, well, look, no, we just it's an extension of what we do, and we see these comments and we know that we can help. We've got a video or we've got a piece of advice that is easily and quickly shared.
Yeah.
We're on it all the time, so it's just part of what we do. So it's got a great atmosphere within the group, love the work that you're doing with regards to, there are lots of egos, there are lots of really strongly opinionated people out there. I've got my own fairly strong opinions, but they come from a place of my own absolute experience of what matters. In a lot of years of being exposed to the sport in a unique way.
Yeah. So if people want to find you on YouTube, I'm guessing they just search Matt Collins and you'll pop up.
Matt Collins, Matthew Collins, Carp Fishing. That'll find us. We're very we're doing a lot we're on TikTok, we're on Insta.
Yeah.
We're doing an awful lot on my Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
Couple of posts a day going up there. Lots of short form content, lots of photo posts.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to share as much information for free. There is no agenda. No one tells me what to say or what to think.
Yeah.
We are given complete free creative reign to say and do whatever we want. I can talk about whatever I want, really. So and it's all we care about is, is there a piece of simple information that we can share that is going to help someone catch more carp?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And the website for your lake in France, in case anybody.
Yeah, it's www.frenchcarpandcats.
Yeah.
That's the website.com.
Yeah.
You'll find links to that through the social media pages and stuff. So
I'll make sure I put them in the comments on when this goes out on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so. That's great. So if anyone wants to has watched this and wants to come and have a go at fishing for some of my fish, then you're more than welcome. It's a lovely place. It's a lovely space.
Yeah.
Interesting fishing, nice environment, and it's a lovely place to spend a week. So
so it's a week. So like long weekends. It's just.
No, it's week to week. It's Saturday to Saturday.
Yeah.
We generally book about a year in advance. So this year is fully booked.
Yeah.
It was pretty much fully booked at the end of last year, to be honest. So we're taking bookings for 2027. So if you do want a week, we do have a cancellation list. So you can put yourself down for that. But there's quite a few people on that list already. But if you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly.
Send me an email, send me a message, we'll put your name down. And but if you can plan ahead, then 2027 is what we're taking bookings for at the moment. So
so who knows, our next French Friendly Carpers social could possibly maybe come to your place.
Yeah, well, it's Saturday to Saturday. It's full. It's 4 people max. We can't take 4 anglers at all times of year because it's we've got a shallow section and perfect 2 to 3 anglers is absolutely perfect.
Yes, sounds good.
We got lots of couples, are very popular with couples as well. So
Yeah.
husband and wife, because you've got a lovely almond regime at the moment. So we live here all winter.
Yeah.
But, I'm looking at the lake. It's that one.
Nice. Right,
Yeah,
Bob.
that's tough one.
Thank you very much for joining me, and yeah, that's a great chat. I'm sure it's going to go down well.
Yeah, cool. Well, I hope it gives some people that maybe haven't seen any of my stuff an insight as to how simple it can be.
Yeah.
It's a great sport. It's a simple sport, but it's really easy to get lost in the maze.
Yeah.
You know, but there we go.
Brilliant. Right. Well, thank you very much.
All right.
Take care. And I will say, I get told off for not saying this, but please like and subscribe the channel, and go over to Matt's channel, like and subscribe, watch all the videos. And, yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
That's great, mate. All right.